Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be doing, at least starting, a Hollow Knight randomizer. Let me actually go and set this. We want everything except Grimkin Flames, because I just don't like those. We'll keep these. I just like elevator dash. Sorry, no. Wow, I can't speak. Elevator pass. My bad. White Palace. Let's exclude. No. There we go, because it's been a while since I've done this. Alright, that should all be correct now. And without further ado, let's get right into this. And let's all pray for no dreamer in King's Pass. If you've never seen Hollow Knight before, this is not going to explain it to you at all. And you may have no idea what's happening in this video. Just as a warning, because I'm not really here to explain the game. Darn it, can you not do that with that one? I thought you could. Whatever, what's my bind? Right. But basically, we're just going to be going through here. It's randomized because it's a randomizer. We've randomized basically everything. I originally got my... Oh, I'm really rusty. Okay. I originally got my love for Hollow Knight. Oh, that's good. That's checks. Or at least, Hollow Knight randomizer from a YouTuber named Scurry. So yeah, go check them out. They're pretty cool, I would say. I've also watched a bit of Fireborn. They're also cool. But yeah, what I just said doesn't really do them justice, but that's alright. It would just be that my personal recommendation would be that you go and check them out, I guess is all I'm really trying to say. Lore is actually a check, because normally those would just be a bunch of text. That's why one time when we just picked up an item, it was text. Spore's room for 4, I must say. So basically, that's a charm. The 4 is its cost. We start with 3 charm notches, which is effectively, we have 3 slots that we can use for charms. So we can't currently wear Spore Shroom as we do not have enough slots. Normally Spore Shroom, I believe, would be 1, because the notches are randomized in this randomizer that we're doing. Sure, hopefully refill her soul. Why not? We started out with a pretty good amount of money. Shops are very good in Rando. Gonna be really useful. because they have tons of items. Now it is a shop, so it does cost some money. We're also going to, give me a sec, I have to enable that. There we go. So this gives us the whole map of the game. Yeah, as I said, we can't actually equip Spore Shroom. I mean, we could, but then we'd be overcharmed, and while overcharmed, we take double damage, so that's bad. At the top left of the screen, you can see we've got 5 masks. Those are our health. And then we've got that orb. That's our soul. Soul's going to be used to heal and also for spells when we happen to get those. Those are free money, so they're good. Whoa, a Zelda actually sells Quell. That's like default. What do you know? Palor will want that later, because that can be used to upgrade our sword, but that's going to be a while later in the run. And Thorns of Agony is only an okay charm, so we're not going to bother getting it. We can't go in here. This is a check. That's some money. Stag Nest, this is going to be several checks, so it is important that we get these. Alright, so that's a journal entry. That doesn't do anything for us in this rando. Soul Eater for 1. Now that's very good. That'll give us more soul. But there's another version of the charm that also gives us more soul. This is essentially the upgraded version. So this is going to give us a lot more soul whenever we hit something. Just to put that into perspective, I believe Soul Eater is normally 4. Now it's 2. So, you know, just a little bit better. We can't actually interact with that yet. We're just going to get the bench here, then we're going to go back over to Dirtmouth, get the bench, and more specifically, get the free check right here. I mean, we'll take, hey, we'll take what we can get. These guys normally give you nail arts, which are effectively special moves. But this is randomized, so they don't do that. We also have this, which is the bench warp mod, which is, as you can see, is going to let us teleport to benches that we've sat on before. Normally, yes, they're all randomized. The Hollow Knight randomizer is actually very, very well coded. So it is always possible to beat the game, and based off of our settings, we shouldn't have to do too many skips. I forgot to equip it, didn't I? Yes, I did. Whatever, we'll do that next time. Basically, we won't have to do too many hard skips. We shouldn't have to do like ridiculously difficult combat. Does he have anything good? Arcane Egg, City Crest, Mothwing, and a Pale Ore. So Grubfather, he gives you a reward each time you get one of these grubs, because hence the name Grubfather. They're his children. Anyway, back to the question on how the randomizer works. It switches around all the items that we've set it to switch around. And it just switches those around randomly. So we've included everything except Grimkin Flames, which means most of what we get is going to be Geo rocks, which is Geo is that little, the marker that shows the little bit of kind of the white rocks, I guess. Those are money in the game. Yeah, it doesn't really get more complicated. There's a boss just off to the right. And we could beat it, but it would be a bit annoying seeing as we have no abilities. So we're just not gonna. Right now, we'll come back. I came in here because there's 2 checks over here. Despite not having played this game for a while, I have extensive game knowledge. And so to anyone looking to do a randomizer, unless you've played Hollow Knight before, I would probably tell you don't. Even if you have played it before, you kind of need like extensive game knowledge. There we go, I finally got that. It's okay, we got the lifeblood, that's what it was for. Getting back to where we're supposed to be. So yeah, it just switches around all the items that we've told it to, which is most items in the game. So we can find one of the first abilities you get right at the end of the game, or one of the end game abilities right at the start. Mask shards, they're heart pieces. Currently, we have 2 of them. When we get 4, we get another health. Yeah, there's not much more to say than that. As I said, I have extensive game knowledge. So I know where almost all... actually, it was before we started this profile, we set it to randomize all the item locations in the game. So it is pre-randomized, although I cannot see its randomization pattern or anything. God damn it. So, yeah, the item is not actually in the right spot. That includes Georocks, Soul Totems, if you know the game. Basically everything is in the wrong spot. There are requirements to get things, for example, so items will open up a lot more item checks. Hollow Nest Seal. Let's talk about those real quick. These 4 slots that you see down here, we call relics. Later on, we're going to be able to sell those for a lot of money. So relics aren't helpful now. They're going to be massively helpful later. And basically our whole objective here is to beat the game. Well, basically every item is in completely random spots. As you can imagine, it's largely RNG based whether this is easy or not. Sometimes it's real easy. Sometimes it's not so easy. As I said, having to go to very late game areas just to get early game stuff. And sometimes what you need is in the last place you check. According to luck, not generally, but sometimes. So right now we're going to put on the charms that we got. We're going to put on Soul Eater and Lifeblood Core. Lifeblood Core is going to give us 4 temporary hit points every time we sit at the bench. And as I said, Soul Eater gives us much more soul when we hit anything. This is Aspid Arena. As far as I know, it's required to progress. I don't think there's any ways to skip it. And if they are, at least speedrunners don't use them, which would mean that they're probably slower than just doing Aspid Arena. It's the first real combat spot. Anyway, this is gonna be an entrance into another area later, although we can't use said entrance quite yet. Oh, Mimic. Wonderful. So grubs are occasionally fake. Oh god, I forgot. Mimics have a ton of health. Oh boy. Alright, yeah, that was rough. You're not supposed to find mimics at this point in the game, but it's a randomizer, and we have randomized mimics set to on, so any grub we encounter just might be a mimic. as you may be able to tell, I'm at least okay at this game. By the general standards, I'm not like a master of it, but I would say that I'm pretty good. Oh, wonderful. Lore. But anyway, we're just gonna continue through this. As you've probably seen, I know where most of the item checks are. For example, I wouldn't go down here if it was just a geo rock, but since it's just something random, it could be some item that we need for progression. Wow, that geo went flying. I'm not going to pick that up. We might do some more randos with some mods later on. Like there is a randomizer, or sorry, a mod that adds charms to the game and stuff like that, and it does function with randomizer. So we might do some stuff like this. This is a stag station. This is how you would normally quick travel. Sure, we'll take that. We have bench warp though, so we don't really use stag stations. Bench warp is basically required for randomizer mod, because you can get stuck in some holes or whatever else and then get soft locked, or at least have to menu to get out of them, which no one wants. So Vengeful Spirit, that's one of the spells that I mentioned. It uses a bit of your soul, and you do that. This is good to have off the bat, because generally, and I'm pretty sure basically all of the better players in the game will agree, that a spell build is the easiest way to do as much damage in as short a time as possible. So stuff like Vengeful Spirit is going to be very helpful for me because I'm used to doing a spell build. And yeah, stuff just dies really slow without spells, so you know. It's the ideal. There's going to be this little mini boss basically. You can hit him with 3 fireballs, which is going to... Ow, I forgot you're not supposed to get hit by him. You have to dodge after 1 attack. It's okay though, that's what blue hearts are for. But as you can see based off of the health bar mod, Fireball does a lot more damage than Vengeful Spirit. Sorry. Vengeful Spirit we just call Fireball for short. But anyway, it deals a lot more damage than just hitting stuff with her sword. Just give me a check over here. If it's Geo, we might as well grab it. Just because stuff, as you saw with Pale Ore, if you were here right at the start, stuff in a shop can be very expensive. I think the cap is 1800 Geo for a single item. Maybe 1600, somewhere around there. But we're going to need plenty of Geo before this rando is through. Fun fact, as far as I know, this hallway is the only place that you see this enemy in the game. I don't know why, but the developers made that enemy, put it in one thing, and then it just never showed up again. There is another grub normally in this little corridor. It's just a little pogo puzzle. It might actually be a grub. Vanilla, is this even randomized? Oh, lagged and just about hit those spikes, but it's okay. Because, yeah, I'm actually a master at this game, he says as he falls past the door. But anyway, for all of you that have never played the game before, I'm not saying this to boost my own ego or anything, but what you're watching right now is probably harder than it looks. This game is, believe it or not, actually decently hard. So yeah, we're going to be going to the first boss now. Casually, like I died to this guy a lot when I was figuring out the game. The trick really though is just figuring out patterns on bosses and stuff. I mean, yeah, the pogos, they can be difficult until you get the timing down. Hit please, thank you. So we can, I mean that's not really a default Hollow Knight skill. I did do speed running for a bit. I'm gonna say I wasn't great at it. My PB was somewhere around like 50 minutes. The world records are like under 30 now, so I got decently good at it. I just never mastered some of the harder tricks. Like there's an item in this game that lights up dark areas. We can't be bothered to get that though in a speed run. So you just have to do a whole dark zone. Just completely dark without being able to see. So you have to basically just straight memorize the whole zone. This guy, he has 3 phases. Yeah, there's not that much to say. You kill him 3 times. How many hours? Well, if you're gonna basically fully explore the map, I would say, I don't know how, let me think, how long was my first playthrough? Maybe somewhere between 20 and 40 hours, I would say, depending on how much you're actually doing. So the any % speedrun route is cut down a lot more from casual. You know, doing a, you know, if you're going fast as a casual, 20-hour game in 30 minutes. Anyway, we got Mothwing Cloak. That's dash. This is generally the first item you get. Really your first ability. So this is going to let us go to most of the map. Actually, this is a really good item for progression here. The knowing where all the items are is just, I've done this a lot in the past, so it's really just memory. I don't know if there are really any tricks that I would say I use. We have Spirit, so that also actually opens up the second area that we normally go to. Normally the Shaman here that we just saw that gave us 15 Geo would normally give you Vengeful Spirit, allowing you to kill the enemy at the end of this zone, allowing you to go to the next zone that has the same enemy blocking the door, and after that you would be able to get dash in the other zone. I would say that probably most of the game is locked behind dash, and also locked behind wall jump. I'd say it's probably somewhere around a 50-50 split between those two things. So yeah, we came up here because this is a lot of checks. We'll be coming back here later when we have double jump, because there's even more checks. Nice. Lots of Geo. Alright. Geo won't be too helpful later on, but right now, it's pretty useful. This guy, if you've seen the game before, and wondering why he died so fast, that's because he's got modified health for a rando, so that he dies a lot faster. We're going to be heading back to Stag so that we can unlock Sly, another shopkeeper, and as we already mentioned, a lot of checks, very good. Previously we went up in this room. Just randomizer facts. First thing first, you want to go over here because there's a Geo Rock. Cyclone Slash. Nice. This is one of the aforementioned nail arts. It does that. If you play the multiplayer mod, it's basically the best for PvP. You can see the radius that it looks like it has. Its hitbox is actually probably another 50% larger than that. I don't know why that is. It's just how it is. Yeah, soul refill, that's a soul totem. Some of these things are really obscure. Some of these checks and other stuff. Stuff that's just like a Geo-Rock, so you might never find in casual, and something that you'd never even need to have for casual. So we're going to use Spirit to kill this. They say it's a boss. It's basically a mini-boss. Grow's mother. It's less Geo than you normally get. She's going to have a bunch of flies come out of her stomach. So we're going to try... There we go. We got most of them. That's a skip just to, that speedrunners use just to kill most of them. Nice and quick. We can actually also go to this shopkeeper, normally locked behind dash. But, well, I guess it was still locked behind dash, but we've got dash. This shop is weird, because we have to have enough charms to be able to buy lots of the things here. So as you can see, this shop is massive, but most of it is locked behind charms. We're going to want Fragile Strength just for later. For 2, it basically counts as an additional nail upgrade worth of damage. We're not going to equip it right now, though, because it's currently fragile. We can upgrade it to Unbreakable later, though, if we find effectively another one. What fragile means is if we die while it's equipped, it breaks, and we have to go fix it. Which isn't a big deal. We can't currently fix it, though. I'd just rather not. Because it's like 200 or something each time you have to fix it. Anyway, here's Sly. I don't know how he got here before us when we can teleport, but that's okay. See, so these relics, King's Idols, you can sell for 800. So that right there is not worth it. Wayward Compass for 5. It's normally 1. That is not worth it for all you viewers at home. Let's see, Mask Shard, a Grub, and we'll also buy the Nothing, just because it's kind of funny. We get to see all the Luma flies float away. Now, we're going to go back to Mound, and we're going to go to the secondary in the game, Green Path. Actually, let's check Grubfather first. Might as well, we might have gotten something good with all those grubs we've been getting. The Map Maker, that's where he was. His name's Cornifer. He's a pretty cool dude. He sometimes scams us in randos. He sometimes gives us good stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. We're hoping for the latter of the two, because Corny in an area, in any given area, is pretty easy to check. So, pop the chest. No items, but he will throw us some money. And 140 geos. The money you get for grubs increases as the game goes on. By the way, that's why I bought the 240 grub, I think it was, because it's going to become worth it later. Again, there's one of these guys blocking the door. We're just going to kill him and go right on through. If you get close to those guys, they will curl up into a ball, and they'll be invincible. It's just kind of annoying. So, welcome to Green Path, where stuff is slightly more scary, but still not scary. Unless you jump in the acid, and then you take a lot of damage. Parkour isn't a big part of this game, overall. but there's one zone in particular where it's a prominent feature. We've got that there. There's a check here in Waterfall Room. Fragile Heart. So that's going to increase our health by 2. As we've said, though, it is one of the fragile ones. So normally with dash, we could just go up here, right? Or we could do a fireball skip. Or the backup easier route, which is a mosquito pogo. Which is generally what I did. Howling Wraiths. So that is the up spell. So whereas this spell hits once for 1 tick of damage, this hits for 3 ticks of damage. So it's the highest damage spell in the game. We can, however, get upgrades to our spells later. Okay, well, we found the upgrade. So we now have the highest damage spell in the game, everyone. The game really wants us to go for a spell build, I guess. Like that, cut the vine and killed the mosquito in 1 swing. I would say it's intentional, but it wasn't, so, you know. Gotta still be honest around here, you know. Was pogoing that mosquito to get up there just kind of a flex and not really do anything for us? Yes. Did I do it just as a flex? Yes. Yes, I did. There's normally a grub up here. There's lore. Getting lore now, though, means it's out of the way for later. Hellenist seals, those sell for 480, so that's massive stonks. They're worthless right now, though, is the only thing. Get all these shortcuts. Green Path is a very shortcut-heavy area, where once you go somewhere, there's ways to get there a lot easier. We will not be visiting our friend the Hunter, because the Hunter's Journal is actually not random. Again, there's normally a grub down here. Another Hellenist seal. We're going to be so rich when we actually get to City, which is where the shop is. Unfortunately, that geo went everywhere, and most of it's probably in the spikes or in the acid. So, it's alright though. Oh yes, where I said it, how long like a normal casual playthrough would be. I have somewhere around 110 hours in this game. But not to flex, but just to give you an idea of maybe how good I am based off of how long I've played. Yeah, I've been playing 110 hours. It's 110 hours of my life that I'm never going to get back, but that's okay, because Hollow Knight is a great game. Sit here, no new charms. Yeah, 6 Hollowness seals. That's going to be a lot of money. But we're going to need a lot of money total for sword upgrades. I think totaling all of them up, they cost just a bit over 8,000 geo total. So we're going to need a lot over the course of this rando. We will fight Vengefly King now, because we have Abyss Shriek, and Vengefly King flies, so there's really no reason not to. I got hit there because I mistimed my jump. Bad at the game. Lol. Anyway, we can actually go get the checks up in this room, so we'll do that. Anyway, that character that keeps running away from us, she's the boss of this area. So, yeah, we are going to fight her at some point. It will be soon. Oh, wonderful, Geo. Oh, at least it all went in one spot. Didn't go flying everywhere. I like those Georocks when they're up on some high perch. It's a lot more useful than going everywhere. For hopefully obvious reasons. Anyway, there's some checks higher up in this room. Alright, it is a soul totem, so... don't worry, we'll go back up top later and get the rest of those checks. Ow, took damage. Bad at the game, lol. Anyway, we're just gonna continue on. I don't think we can get that down there yet. I think we need either the thing that lets you swim in acid or dash and double jump. King's Idol, as I've said, those sell for 800, that's good. The highest selling item, which I mentioned Grubfather have one, is an arcane egg. Arcane eggs sell for, I believe, 1,200 geo each. And there's only 4 of them in the whole game, so they're not exactly the most common thing. The biggest difficulty changer on randomizer is what kind of level of skips you want. Whether you want to be able to do this completely by the casual route. I have shade skips off because I used to be able to do them as a speedrunner. For those that don't know, when you die in this game, a ghost basically appears. A ghost of you. Which you then have to kill to get your money back and to completely fix your soul meter. Basically, people intentionally killed themselves to make the ghost in specific spots, and then went back using the down slash that moves you up a bit. Just waiting for another one to be a mimic. We got a mimic really early on, and it's making me paranoid that all of them are going to be mimics. Oh, just barely dodged that. It was completely luck. I mean, that was my unrivaled skill at this video game. That let us frame perfectly dodge all those shots. Fragile Greed, that gives you more money. It's the last of the 3 fragile charms. For 5, it's garbage, it's not worth it. We're just gonna Shriek him. And we probably could have just done 3 fireballs. I thought that Shriek would be cooler. But considering that it just plain old didn't work, I'm gonna go with it wasn't cooler. We will be going up and to the right here before we go down left, which is actually where we're trying to get to. We will be killing these enemies on the way over to a boss, just to get our soul up. I mean, I guess, again, it's another mini-boss-esque. You're not meant to have a brisk Shriek. That's all I'm really gonna say there. Yeah, I don't know what else there really is to say. Abyss Shriek is just a little bit broken when you're not meant to have it. Did I ever talk to you after saving you? There might be an achievement for that. This is Zote. He thinks he's the greatest warrior in the world. What he doesn't know is that he's wrong. There's really no other way to put that. I'm gonna just spoil it for you, chat. Zote is not the greatest warrior in the world. He is a pretty cool dude. He's just garbage at combat. Yeah, I don't know what else to say really about Zote. He has precepts. There's 57 of them. Before anyone in the chat asks, no, I don't know them off the top of my head. Some people do, because some people are insane. I am not one of those people. I am insane. I just don't know them off the top of my head. Charm Notch. There we go. That's a very good item. It's also just an instant heal. Back to full. Which is kind of nice. You can get Charm... If you get a Charm Notch in like a really... That was not a good swing. Shouldn't have gone for that. Should have just jumped it and moved on. But hey, this way we get 2 Geo. Totally worth it, right, chat? Ugh. Anyway. So we're going to be going to the actual boss of this area. Right as soon as we go down here and get a bench. Actually, before then, there's a few more checks. As you may have guessed, me being someone that does randomizers, I know at least pretty decent amount of very obscure checks. So normally there's a lore back in that little hidden cubby. So normally the strat to quick kill those guys would be to get full soul and just hit them once. Shade Cloak already. This seed is ridiculous. This is going to make us invincible while we're dashing. Oh gosh, I tapped out. Doesn't matter. Too good at the game. I'm actually so good at this game that I'm invincible. Chat's no longer on top though, so we're going to end the stream real soon. We're just going to get these last few checks. That guy's got deleted. You better not be a mimic. And Mantis Claw. That's the wall jump ability, so we can slide down and we can jump up on them. And yes, you can infinitely jump on walls. We have basically, other than a few sub-areas, the entire map unlocked now. I guess other than places that need swim or the ability to swim in acid, because we did randomize swim. That's a fool eater. People will say L if you get eaten by one, because, you know, they eat fools. So anyway, we're just going to grab this bench, and then we're going to end the stream off. Great Slash. What is this? What is this seed? This is another nail art. Let's do that. Another one of the 3. Alright, let's check our items real quick. I'm sorry. This is like a lot of stuff to have. We still need the last of the 3 spells, which is the downward spell. It's a ground pound. So those got basic nail. Another one. This is going to be soul vessels. We can get 3 of them. They basically, each one increases our soul capacity by 1 spell. I just can't speak sometimes. We have 1 more charm notch. Nothing to put on it other than that, though, which is fragile, so we're not gonna. Anyways, chat, we're gonna leave it off there. It was a bit of a shorter stream today. We are gonna have some longer ones in some upcoming time, but I've just had school and stuff. Kind of gets in the way of streaming. That's all right. We stream when we can. But anyway, I hope to see you all next time we're here. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day.